Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
The low hum of machinery fills the bottommost level of Thoren's dungeon. Distant grinding of gears and the soft pulse of arcane energy. A rhythmic ticking echoes in the silence. Steady and precise. And at its centre, the Bergen remains unmoving. Sat in a throne is Thoren. A flicker of crystalline light, the sound of scrying lenses adjusting focus, the faint echo of the party above.
So, they survived. He survived. My brother continues to impress. He will make a fine addition to the army.
Do you believe he will be convinced to join us?
Of course. It is his destiny.
They've bypassed the southern locks, my lord. Your brother has rewritten the teleportation code. They're moving freely.
I know. I can feel it. Every time they move, the lattice trembles. The weave that holds this place together is thinning.
Should we intervene, seal the floors, purge the network?
No, not yet. Let them think they're clever. Let him think he's fine. If the lattice fails completely, the Bergen will wake, and then it won't matter who wins.
Thoren's first mate turns towards the massive sarcophagus-like machine at the center of the chamber. It seems to breathe, faint mechanical sighs between pulses of light. You're weakening, my lord. The Bergen can sustain you. You should return to it.
Not yet. I will not crawl back to the cradle while he walks free. If I am to fall, I'll see the boy's light go out first.
The deep engine stirs. The heart beneath is restless once again.
Then let it wake, if it must. Perhaps the world deserves to remember why it was buried in the first place.
In the center of the chamber, the Bergen hisses as the rumbling from beneath continues. Welcome one and all to Dice Company's Small Embers Chapter 92, where a group of friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing dungeons and what's that? Dragons! My name is Tom and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of this toad-obsessed group of merry men. Toad-obsessed group of merry men, please introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters.
Is anybody else worried about how much he's enunciated dragons over the last two?
Probably nothing.
Well done. Charlie, help, please.
Can I say no?
No.
Oh, well then. Hi, I'm Charlie and I play Vander Finnick. Vander is in considerably more agony than usual. It turns out that stuffing a catastrophic amount of magic inside one fragile body is the sort of thing that gets an entire chapter in books charmingly titled Magical Dismemberment and How to Avoid It. Unfortunately, the same books have very little to say on the subject of gaining power, so Vander has very sensibly skipped them.
You know, at the end of this campaign, we're going to have to list all of the books that we have named from this world.
And then write them.
That feels like a you job.
I mean, it's taken me 10 years to almost write one crappy novel, so I'm not sure that's I'm the right person for this.
It'd be ridiculous, Al. I've seen you write at least 3 crappy novels in that time.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure.
But for context, so this fun fact is...
Oh my god, this is going to be the weirdest thing ever. If Harry has to pre-introduce with for context, Jesus Christ almighty, what is this going to be?
Strap in, everyone.
Tinfoil hats on.
Location-wise, as people will hear this, we're going to jump into where we are in the dungeon. Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tok, an imposing 6'8" automaton.
Yay!
Little Tick has emerged from the larger automaton body in the Sterling's mess. He's dragged the 4th book of Elias the Wanderer up to a high, unused hammock and has been excitedly reading it to Cuthbert. Tok has been making adjustments to the empty shell. It seems the fit is now incorrect, and Little Tick would struggle to return to his automaton mech suit until the pilot space is made bigger.
Like a crab?
What's going on here, King?
I think it's like a crab.
What kind of nonsense are you playing with? This feels like foreshadowing for something that's really going to throw me through a loop.
You mean heartwarming?
That is not what I mean. If I meant heartwarming, I'd have said it.
I'm spamming crab.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with you giving Cuthbert all this arcane knowledge either.
I've got my eye on you, boy.
You know what's in the 4th book of Elias the Wanderer? It's Underdrow.
Ah. Oh, I see. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Cool.
You
All
go
right.
underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Say no more. Let's move on. Dave.
Hello, I'm Dave and I play Petron Oakflower. Now, Petron has enjoyed chatting with Cuthbert since Cuthbert's awakening. He's a witty and urbane weasel with a unique take on the world. But sometimes...
He's not a weasel.
He's a Bromelac, and he... Fine.
That's Petra, an animal expert. Ferrets and weasels, they're all pretty much the same thing.
He's a witty and urbane Bromelac with a unique take on the world. But sometimes Petron wishes for the olden days when he would monologue and Cuthbert would reply only with a sympathetic squeak and nuzzle him gently. Simpler times, thinks Petron. Simpler times. Still, he supposes it serves him right for recklessly using a staff without fully understanding its power.
This is the second time I'm going to be... Is this foreshadowing? Are you going to kill Cuthbert to bring him back as a weasel? Is that what you're implying?
I hadn't got any plans to do that, no.
I don't trust you. I got my eye on you as well.
Petron wouldn't kill Cuthbert.
Definitely never trust anyone who, when you put some horrible accusation to them, says, I haven't got any plans to do that. No.
Well, I hadn't considered that until you mentioned it, because your mind is much darker than mine is. Ooh. Remember, I'm the one that's going to be fine regardless of whether the Patreon takes off or not.
You are going to be a weeping mess like the rest of us.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm playing Seek Sorrow, and Seek Sorrow has been writing in Seek Sorrow's Little Book of Joy. In the book, he notes his new captain's hat. He notes that Vander's madness means that no one really notices what he's up to. And Seek Sorrow also notes that he rather enjoyed the Furbolg demon pornography that they spotted on the dungeon wall. Seek Sorrow doesn't yet understand what this means. There's so much to enjoy, isn't there, if you bring the right attitude to life.
Such a rich and compelling world we've created.
We've got hats, we've got crazy floating people. It's true, though. Vander's behaviour means that you can pretty much do whatever you want. No one notices. When there's 4 Vanders floating on a kind of throne of bones through the dungeon, I mean, Seek Sorrow could be naked and no one would notice.
Are you saying that Vander is the true hero that we all need?
That's very much the opposite of what I was just saying.
I was going to say asked and answered, but sure.
Right, rapid fire housekeeping. Follow us on YouTube, Blue Sky, TikTok. Join us in the Discord, greatest TTRPG Discord server in the entire world. Leave us a review on your podcast app of choice or podcast of choice. Consider joining our Patreon, the best way to enjoy the madness we produce. Speaking of which, I will now pass over to Harry to explain why supporting us on Patreon is worth your time.
I'm sorry, I have no comment prepared. I'm not a salesman. However, I was thinking about playtesting a game that I've been running, and so Patreons would be welcome to join me in doing that on the Discord. So if you want to join in for some silly games that might be entirely broken because I've never actually properly written a game before, then you're welcome. Come join us.
Oh, you sneaky bastard.
Very nice.
That's really clever. You actually offered them something the others can't.
They can do the same thing.
He ticked the pity button as well. So he did it all.
Oh, I'm not a salesman.
Oh, it was the old rope-a-dope as well. I'm not a salesman. I haven't got a pre-prepared comment, but how about this cheeky little thing that you can only get in the Dice Corner? Remember of our Patreon. Ooh. Well done, Harry. When we come back after Christmas, we will, of course, see who performed the best for drawing in Patreons. And I really hope, and I'm going to say this now months ahead, I really hope the scores aren't -1, 0, 0, 0.
Let's hope for the less likely option.
I'm already preparing my speech for why my 0 is slightly better than someone else's.
And please remember, we are not fighting armies, but a hostile people. We must make old and young, rich and poor, feel the hard hand of war. So let's turn the page on the next chapter of Dice Company. Previously on Small Embers, Tok and the Order of the Heron have turned the tide in Thoren's dungeon. Just about equipped with unlimited spell slots, they've taken control of the teletrap network, which has allowed them to transport themselves around the dungeon at will. Petron, meanwhile, has developed an immunity to fire through the help of hidden Furbolg magic. With the bit between their teeth, they push on towards the area identified by Vander's ring as leading to Thoren himself.
Tok is going to recast Intellect Fortress.
I reckon you guys have got about 10-15 minutes left of unlimited spells, just so you're aware.
So Petron leaves the door to the south and starts moving briskly along the corridor that leads east.
Tok will follow.
As does the chair.
The corridor is plain. There doesn't appear to be much to it. You follow the snake in the hallway, and you see that the hallway abruptly ends as you feel the blast of the glow of the molten metal.
Yeah, but now Petron, rather than kind of shying away from that, he's now kind of basking in that heat. He's welcoming it as he goes towards it.
Caution, Petron. Lava is hot. It will burn.
I don't think it will, Tok. Something about that ember, I don't think it will.
Tok, do you think this might be one of those dungeons where everyone just goes insane? Is that what it's doing to us?
That is a distinct possibility, Seek Sorrow.
Should I tackle Petron? It sounds like he's planning to jump in the lava.
From your position on the crumbling ledge overlooking the lava, you can see into a huge cavernous room to the north. Stood, sentinel, in rows, is an entire battalion of automatons. These are not normal-looking automatons. They look advanced. They look sharp. And they look very, very dangerous. They are all currently staring in the same direction to the west.
Tok will send a message to Vander, who presumably is floating over the lava looking particularly unperturbed. Vander, do you detect a anti-magic field in that room?
Vander is going to do the Arcana check to see if I do detect any anti-magic fields, which is a natural 20 for 27. Tell me everything.
Booyah.
There is no anti-magic field within that room. However, using your ring and your innate ability of magic, you can tell there is an anti-magic field somewhere close by, just not in that room.
Okay.
Is Vander suddenly glad to have Seek Sorrow with him?
Unless someone wants to stop him, Petron is going to raise his staff to cast Cloud Kill. Tok wants to stop him. Go for it.
I don't think it affects constructs.
I'm not entirely sure about the spell itself. Although I do know that it does poison damage.
It's more the wisdom of doing it at all.
Yeah.
Well, creatures are affected if they don't hold even if they hold their breath or do not need to breathe.
I mean, Cloud Kill would affect Tok, for instance, but being, an automaton, he would be he would have advantage on saving throws against poison damage and resistance to poison damage. So I would presume they would have both resistance to Cloud Kill and resistance to the damage.
All right, so maybe we'll do something else then.
Otherwise, that would be a good spell to cast in this scenario. It's just that I know because Tok's an automaton, I know they're particularly good against that. So we could try invisibling a familiar and getting them to scout around to see if there's anything, else sneaking up, because there's lots of there are lots of side passages and hidden alcovey bits around this room.
I'm getting the sense that Petron's vibing off the fact that his intense hate is going to carry him into battle. And I like it.
Well, if we can temper his Petron's bloodlust for a minute, I don't know if that is possible.
Yeah, go on. I might do something where you hold him back. He's thinking about striding forwards.
I mean, I was planning to back your play. I was, whatever you use, I'm just going to, if you use fire, I'll use lightning. And so, up to you, buddy.
I haven't got anything that good to use, though, against automatons.
If you want, I could use my turn to modify Tok's memory so he's down.
I'm not sure taking out your teammate is the shout.
No, sorry, I don't mean down as in down. I mean down with the plan. That Tok suddenly goes, hell yeah, let's start throwing some bombs.
No, go on, Tok, because I haven't got anything half as useful as Cloud Kill. So
Tok is merely from where he is going to throw a small canister, a small vial with a tiny bit of liquid towards Cuthbert, who presumably is still on Petron's shoulder.
Yeah, well, he's sort of tucked into his chest, but yeah, I mean, visible. He's got his head sticking out.
Okay, Tok will send a message to Cuthbert, sort of make him aware of this plan of, I have a boon for you, Cuthbert. And then when he gets his attention, we'll chuck this little canister to him. If Cuthbert drinks the tiny little potion, he will turn invisible. I'm assuming that Cuthbert, being sentient, will understand the implication.
Yep, and he pops the top off, consumes it.
What would you have me do?
Tok isn't going to give him instructions.
Okay.
That's Petron's part of it. But Petron, you'll probably notice that Cuthbert just turned invisible.
I think Tok's idea, Cuthbert, is you have a little scout around this area to see if there's any ways we can sneak past this little army they've seem to have set up, or some way we can gain an advantage over them if not.
Okay, understood. I feel that my life is in danger regardless of what we do, so any advantage would be worth it. Oh crumbs, here I go.
And he clambers out, and you don't see where he goes because he's invisible.
For all we know, then he fell straight into the lava.
Oh no! Sizzle! Petron, I assume you're going to be looking through his eyes as he moves?
Yeah, if I can still do that, yeah.
Okay, so he scouts around. This is what he finds as he moves seamlessly. So obviously you have the battalion of automatons. As he gets close to them, their eyes seem dulled. They don't look to be active or activated. Over here, the green area to the east, is very reminiscent of your grove. This looks like a grove created by furbolgs for furbolgs to live in. And there you can see kind of small fireflies, even though it's underground. There's lots of mushroom growths there. And it looks like a sanctuary of safety. And he actually finds himself skipping through the long grass, making his way around. There's a pit.
So clear signs of evil.
Very, very Theresa May of Cuthbert.
he sees a statue of a furbolg. This looks like an imperious-looking furbolg, quite muscular, like very defined jawline, looks very much like a leader, and he's stood with his arms on his side, staring into the middle distance with his head cocked.
Not covering his face, though.
Not covering his face. As he moves through the long grass, he looks to the east, and hobbling is a small rat on its hind legs with a mask similar to Vander's. The Rat King nods his head in Cuthbert's direction, and Cuthbert returns the nod. And he continues on.
Does he get back safely?
And you feel the rustle against your chest as he clambers back in.
Oh, that was all right, actually. It's a nice area to the northeast. Felt like home.
Cuthbert the hero.
I could feel that too, Cuthbert, even through your eyes. There's something almost sacred about that location, or I feel that could be a place of sanctuary for us.
I think that would be quite lovely. And the Rat King was there, but I think we can trust him.
What? Who? Right, correct me if I'm wrong. Petron doesn't know the Rat King is, does he?
I don't think Vander told anybody, did he?
No, I don't think. I think Vander specifically didn't tell them that he had shot and killed the Rat King.
What's a Rat King, Cuthbert? Is that the funny little beast we saw? That Vander, there was a sort of rat thing in that grove that had like a mask like yours.
The chair turns in your direction.
The Rat King, emissary of the Hushed One.
I can't help but feel this isn't a surprise to you, Vander.
It is not a surprise to me, because it takes a god to kill a god.
Right, I forgot it was useless talking to Vander today.
Petron, I believe the creature is a resident aboard the Sterling.
Well, I don't know what it's doing in that grove. I'm not sure I like that. Apart from that, the grove was a wonderful place, but little creature in it, there was something off about it. I'd like to get into the grove, but dare we sneak past this army? It doesn't seem to be activated. I don't know what activates it, though.
It may be possible to subvert. What I'm thinking is we could have a plan of trying to make Tok invisible and try and bag him.
All of them?
There's a lot there to try and take over. No, I've certainly try and bag one of them, but to essentially go and disable them. Tok, knowing how normal automaton are disabled, but this is a new type, so it has some risk. They might not be. I'm imagining, Dom, this. I don't know if we can see from here. Does this seem like it might be the culmination of the research we saw before with the the three sisters that had the automaton parts in them that Tok rendered down? Sorry.
This is yes. This is very much that. This is, in fact, this feels like a different branch of evolution of that. So whereas one was very much humans with metal implants, this feels like metal with human implants. So one of two paths.
Tok holds up his gauntlet with Vander's skin on the inside and
Flesh
just looks at it
bombs!
slowly.
What have I become?
I was thinking if we're going to fight, we should do it while we have the massive advantage on our side, because we're in the last 10 minutes of having that advantage. Two thoughts for you. Maybe we can harness the lava and pour it in on them. Is Vander's looking at the lava, Dom? If I assess that, could I kind of blow a hole in this thing and have lava cascade in there?
Interesting.
Is the lava above them? Is the lava below?
The lava is below. So you would
If
need
I
to
cast a fireball into the lava?
Not strong enough, unfortunately.
What about a fireball into the cavern of the roof, the top of the roof of the cavern, sorry?
Yeah, you could certainly try to bring down the cavern on top of the automatons.
Is a risky move. Although Tok does have a something of a bomb prepared that Vander requested.
I'll tell you what. I've got an idea. Okay. I don't know if you want to try it, but a hand stretches out to you, Tok.
The bomb, please.
Are you sure, Vander? It is heavy. Tok will produce from his cloak like a small barrel. It looks like it could hold, it's like a keg, at least a foot and a bit tall. So whilst Seek Sorrow wouldn't have any trouble, but Vander's not, known for his muscle.
Okay, the Vander that's been speaking to you begins to hover again, leaving the stone throne chair vacant.
I don't know. Vander doesn't seem to be. Tok is slightly worried about Vander and isn't going to make any sudden moves, especially where a large bomb and a pit of molten metal underneath is concerned. Vander, do you wish me to place the bomb in the chair that you have been sitting in?
Oh yeah, the hand gestures to the affirmative.
Okay, Tok will carefully place the bomb in the loose agglomeration of sort of like stone that approximates a chair on top of the cushion, and very obviously demonstrate where the fuse goes. As he does so, he will say, I have cut the fuse for 10 seconds, Vander. It must be lit with fire. A small ember will suffice.
We get flashbacks to Verikir here.
Yeah, we know a good track history of bombs. So yeah, Vander again gestures that it might be time to light the fuse.
Mm-hmm. Who's got fire magic?
I mean, Petron, I believe, can also do fire magic. It's
Yeah.
I mean, Tok can also light a fire. It's just that, we're very close to it at the moment.
You could target it at 3 of the blocks.
And it would, I would say it would match Vander's fireballs, but Charlie's been rolling really well for his fire damage recently, so it would probably add a fireball's worth of damage in.
I was going to say, I've got something I could do at the same time, if it would be helpful. So I was thinking what I could do is I could cast Exploding Earth.
Right.
And so that would it kind of explode out the ground next to the lava stream, which might cause some lava to kind of flood into kind of maybe this rank.
Just to be clear, you plan on putting a bomb in a floating chair, sending it into a battalion of automatons, while simultaneously blowing up the earth beneath them in hopes that the lava, or molten metal, will also hit them at the same time.
I'm also going to chuck a fireball in there.
Fucking hell. Anything else?
Tok's going to stand back because it sounds dangerous in there.
Right, fuck it, let's do it.
The chair accelerates, as Vander's eyes have demanded it.
Are we worried that Thoren might know we're coming?
Trust me, Thoren already knows you're here.
Yes. Yeah, we.
Also, if anything, this is going to confuse him. Who expects this attack?
Okay, so you put the bomb onto the chair, fly it in. At the same time, Vander casts Fireball and Petron casts Exploding Earth, was
Erupting Earth.
Much better. Erupting Earth. Okay. Everyone roll the damage that they need to roll. Harry, you can roll for the bomb. Vander, you roll for your fireball. Dave, you do the damage of the erupting earth, please.
40 for the fireball.
Fucking hell.
Seeksara turns to Little Tick and goes, how you doing, Little Tick? You all right?
I am looking forward to the fireworks.
38 for the erupting earth.
Only 20 for the bomb.
Okay, oh my god, once again, Tok's bomb, slightly disappointing.
This time, at least it goes off, when we intended.
This is true. So, all 3 things happen simultaneously, dealing a total of 58, 68, 75 damage. Is that right? 75 damage to everything in the area. So that's a total, so 43, so 63 damage done on a 30-foot radius, with 38 additional damage done on a 20-foot radius, with the added benefit of creating a bigger hole in the room which has the molten metal. So if we say it's that third kind of grouping and... Oh, fucking hell, hang on. Let me just roll this out.
I think with all that going on, I feel like it's more just a question of you narratively looking at this and asking yourself, what does a neutron bomb in the center of this achieve?
Simultaneously, a bomb on a chair flies in as a fireball cast by Vander flies in after it, and the earth begins to shake. There are a series of massive explosions. Seeksara and Little Tick are shocked, I would imagine, by the sheer volume and wave of the attack, as all of the automatons in the block ahead of you are blasted into smithereens and fall into the now expanding molten metal lava of the floor. Hang on, 20. They're also dead. They're all dead.
Is there one slightly alive automaton there?
Of the 48 automatons, 12 remain. They remain unmoving as the earth begins to shake and the massive room in front of you is beginning to crumble into the lava.
Can I just claim most of those kills? Is that wrong? I feel like...
Absolutely not.
Damn it!
They're shared kills between the three of you.
It's a team game, Charlie.
4 of us.
Talk sort of next to Seeksora watching this is idly going to wander. The biological matter in the automatons, Seeksora. I hope it was not derived from furbolgs. And with that,
Psychological warfare from Hazmat.
well, that's behind Petra. I don't think you can hear. Probably not. Talk was whispering. What's the scribble on that?
Just see Dom's workings out.
Yeah. Okay, so little Tick will get into the cloak and Tok will fly off after Tick and Petron, giving Seeksora enough time to jump into the cloak if he wants to avoid the molten metal.
Is there molten metal where we are? I thought the room round the corner had just exploded.
That big glowing river of stuff in front of us.
Well, is it coming for us where we are here?
No, where you are is safe.
Yeah, but if we want to go into the room with the automatons in.
We want to go into that room?
Well, yeah.
Adventuring.
I mean, Seeksora can't see any of this. Basically, all that Seeksora has seen
Just a kaboom.
is 2 insane wizard people float out into the lava, look north, and then there was a terrible series of explosions and fire. So I think Seeksora is going to say, Tok, could you just explain things a bit more? I don't know, we might want to come back to the thing about maybe furbolgs being merged with robots in some way. That feels like maybe not one for right now, although extremely worrying. What is it you're asking me to do?
I was offering to provide transport and deposit you in the room the explosions just occurred in. There may be more enemies there.
Is it safe in that room, would you say?
I would suspect not.
All right, in I hop, let's go. And Seeksora jumps in.
Again, you see like one of the little gelatinous orbs to put on your face so you can breathe. You can probably breathe for 10 minutes, but just in case you want to, put one on your face.
In case I want to breathe. It's one of my red lines. I do insist on that.
Where are you flying to?
So Tok's going to follow Vander and Petron if we're going to go in. And I think it might be good to get bag at least one of these automatons to investigate. I do kind of want to find out what's going on with them and possibly whether there's any furbolg involved in their construction.
Vander's hands begin to glow with fire.
So Tok will go ahead of him, I guess, but probably, not directly in front of him.
I'm hoping Seeksora can't see what's going on.
And Petron is scrambling forward to try and see if this explosion has triggered anything in the remaining automatons.
And as you scramble forward, you can see that the automatons remain unmoving. Meanwhile, as Vander floats forward, you feel another pain in your stomach. This time accompanied with a haunting, ethereal voice. Be careful.
Vander's eyes, still glowing blue, flicker for a second. He shakes his head again, opens his eyes, and they remain a fiery blue as he begins to float out into the room proper.
They haven't reacted at all to us entering the room. Presumably they would have seen us if we were there by now.
Yep, they don't appear to be active.
Okay, Tok is then going to float gently to next to one of the automatons to see if he can open a cranial case.
Okay.
Whilst floating above it, most improbably. Hands dangling down to try and...
like Mission Impossible.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Seeksora, you can probably look out of the cloak and see... there is a periscope available if you want to be able to see. Otherwise, if you want to jump out, I think it was a Tinker's Tools check for which Tok has improved.
Ooh.
Okay, so he will guide himself because he's already done amateur brain surgery. Right, a Tinker's Tools check.
I think amateur brain surgery might be one of those rare things where practice doesn't make perfect.
We're going to find out.
I was about to say, that's the beauty.
Okay. I already... Yep, that's fine. Okay, so this has gone quite well, but I'm going to add, before we discuss this, I'm going to add the D4 for guidance. For a roll of 36.
Which I think is comfortably the biggest of the campaigns so far. Vander, you're the only person who has memory of Tok killing one of your best friends through brain surgery. And you watch as he floats Mission Impossible style in front of the automaton. And with a quick series of hand movements, Harry?
I think, sorry, just for a second.
Are you going to try and top your own best score?
No. I think the Vander hands that he's got, I think may add +5 to that.
Oh my God. So that's 41 is what
dexterity sleight of hand checks, dexterity checks made to pick locks. I'm hoping that they would.
Yeah.
Okay.
41 is the score to beat, everyone. Vander, you watch as Tok, quick as a flash, moves his hands around the cranial plate of the advanced automaton and it just flicks open with ease. Tok, what you see when it opens is a brain. This is not an automaton brain, this is a humanoid brain. And in fact, I'll go one step further for a 41. I mean, fucking hell, at this point, I should probably just put you in the final battle. This is a human brain, not a Furbolg brain.
Okay. Presumably, it seems alive?
It does seem alive. It is not conscious, as far as you can tell, which would explain
a lack of. Yeah. Okay.
It's in like a state of. It's like a coma state.
Seek just briefly pops his head out of the cloak and goes, "Oh fuck me, no," and goes back inside.
As you're doing that, behind you, so 40 feet to the west, you can hear the movement of stone, like a large stone statue turning.
Okay, Tok is at the sound going to retreat back out of sight. Did he catch a glimpse of what that was?
Yes, you would have seen the a tall, 12-foot tall statue of Thoren that began to turn slowly.
Was Vander all the way up here at the top amongst all the corpses?
Yeah, Vander's floating over the devastation, yes.
Tok will... Alarm. There is a moving statue of Thoren, approximately 12 feet tall. It is extremely imposing. Yeah, okay. The amateur brain surgery seems less like time critical than the giant statue moving. What do we think? We could try and...
Well, you're a little way away from us. Do any of us... Have we heard you? I suppose we have, haven't we?
I mean, Tok's quite loud.
Into the grove. The grove's a place of sanctuary for us.
Seems like a plan. Okay, Tok will, to cover Petron as he does that. Little Tick is still in the cloak looking out through a periscope.
Okay.
So Petron's going to hop the lava river and come round.
Dob, Vander thinks that this, having seen the human brain in the automatons and having heard the presence of the Hushed One, Vander kind of sees the hand of Joseph in all this. Is there a check I can do to put that together? Is there anything else I can discern from them that might, for example, be similar to the work of Joseph?
Okay, so to assist him in that, Tok's gonna bag the automaton that he managed to open the cranial case of, and Little Tick will help bring it into the cloak so that we can, as we go over to join Petron, we have something to investigate away from the giant moving statue.
Yep, so you guys make your way into the long-grassed grove. There is a sense of peace that falls over you. If you'd like to investigate, give me an investigation check at advantage, please, Vander.
Okay. As he does this, Little Tick is going to bind the automaton with the large metal chain that Tok has with a grappling hook on the end. Just so if it does activate, it can't do anything silly.
16.
Okay, so there's definitely links to the work of Joseph here. This is unlike any of the work that you've seen previously, although it shares a lot of similarities with the work that was done on both you and Gideon and the sisters that you found in Deepmond as well. But this looks like it's an alternative evolutionary branch of that work. It's like someone has taken his work and built upon it in a different direction.
Okay.
I suspect the work of a master artificer.
Are we just again like out of game? Are we sure we want to give up the ground here? Because we're now 5 minutes away from having the massive boon of spells, and this is Thoren, the person we want to fight.
It might not be Thoren. It might be a giant statue of Thoren. We are not sure. I think we need to find out and then
run away first and lose the advantage.
It's not going to take 5 minutes. We're just I think we want to see what's happening with the giant statue.
Okay.
From far enough away that it isn't immediately going to stomp on us.
Vander continues to float with the group. Vander, before he leaves the group of automatons, has sensed the hand of Joseph. His hand extends out behind him, and he casts Fireball.
Roll for damage.
36.
Vander, tell us the story.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
As Vander disappears around the large column, a light emerges from the same location, and a fireball speeds back through the lines of automatons and detonates in the center of the cohort. Bits and components spread in every direction as the explosion rocks the cavern. And as the dust settles and the fireball fades, there's nothing but broken parts of old automatons.
And also bits of brain.
And bits of brain and sick.
Human brain.
And the explosion creates a cascading light down the corridor towards where this statue was. The statue has now disappeared. It has circularly moved downwards, creating a circular staircase leading to the next level of the dungeon.
Ooh. It was never alive. We just ran from a staircase.
So you've run from a closed door, and now you've run from a inert statue.
And committed genocide on a new race.
I want to point out, I have been all up for fighting the whole way.
Petron still wants to go into the grove to check out that Furbolg statue.
So you guys make your way into the grove. Petron, you feel an overwhelming sense of calm wash over you. This is the first time since you left Frost Hollow that you have felt this at home in this place. You make your way slowly through the long grass. You can see fungus, flora and fauna everywhere. And compared to the automatons in the previous room and the molten metal and all of the industry that you've seen, this is a little slice of Furbolg life. And as you head towards a statue of a Furbolg, you hear a series of pops as out of the shadows and from invisibility appear an entire clan that's looking beaten, battered and bruised. And one of them, who is reflected in the statue that you see in front of you, steps forward. Hello there. Are you here to help?
Wait. And Petron just looks stunned. I never thought I'd see a group of Furbolgs again. You'll have to excuse me. I'm a bit overwhelmed. It's so nice to meet you. Hello. Sorry. Hello. I'm Petron. I'm Petron Oakflower. Yes, we're here. We're here to help. That's right. Hello. Sorry. What's your name?
My name's Bracken Mossmantle. A pleasure to meet you too. I don't think it's safe being out here though. The automatons, they're still. And he stops and he looks at Tok and Tick.
Remain motionless. I will provide healing. Tok is going to walk forward with 2 large bottles that smell suspiciously of dog saliva.
He takes a step back, raises a staff, and his hand begins to glow purple.
And Petron raises his hand and says, "Oh no! Don't you don't need to worry. This is Tok and Tick. They're not like the automatons out there. Tok and Tick they're sentient. They make choices for themselves, and in my experience, they make good choices, the right choices. He wants to help. You should let him."
Do you need smelling salts?
He doesn't have a way with words, but he does try to help.
Give me a persuasion check, please, Petron.
Can I offer that Tok has been offering healing and, well, okay, maybe smelling salts, I don't know.
You can have it at advantage because of Tok's help.
That is a 13.
Okay, if you say so, but it's not safe here. Come on, follow me. And he leads you towards a small shrubbery.
And Petron's going to follow without even checking if the others are coming along behind.
Tok will follow, of course.
Yep. Seeksaro's following.
Vander floats along.
He pushes through the shrubbery as you all follow, and the air grows heavy with damp sweetness as you find yourself descending into a secret grove beneath the one in which you were. The ground is soft underfoot. Vander, you don't notice, presumably because you're still floating in your throne of madness. He leads you out into a small area which has a quilt of moss and mycelium that muffles every step. There's tiny rivers of clear, mineral-rich water which snake between mushroom roots. And in the center of this secret grove, rising from a shallow pool, is a tree. Or at least the remains of a tree. Its trunk is pale as bone, stripped of bark and leaves, and its surface is etched with deep grooves that seem almost deliberate, like scars from a careful blade. Oh, come in, come, follow me. This is where we've been hiding. We should be safe down here. I don't think the automatons know we're down here. And he offers you a seat on a root.
And Petron is going to sit and say, "So I don't quite understand. Have you escaped or semi-escaped? They don't know you're here."
That's right. We escaped when the roof fell in almost an hour ago now. We're trying to get our people out, but they're trapped below in the main command center of Thoren. He's an awful automaton, scary and big, and he does terrible things to us.
Trapped below? What, from the bombardment from earlier?
No, they've been kept below. We've been down there for months. We've been mining, and they made us do terrible things searching in the rich soil. It's metals, that's what they're after. They made us do terrible things. They scarred Mother Earth.
Query, which metals were they pursuing?
They think they called it Aethelon. They made us destroy the most important thing to our community. To all communities. Nature.
I know. Well, that's why we're here, you see. We've come to fight them.
Together we might stand a chance, might we? I mean, you're obviously great fighters. Look at you. And he gestures around at all of you. I mean, this fella here, he's big and he's got a big axe.
I'm alright. I think probably maybe our best fighter is this terrifying gentleman you can see floating and glowing here.
Oh, of course.
I think he could be quite useful in a scrap.
Look at you. You're floating. You're using all the powers of nature to lift you up and in this magnificent throne. It's so nice to meet you. And he steps forward.
Behold, Vander says, speaking to no one in particular.
I stand at the crucible of power.
He's crackling now.
Seeksara leans forward to the guy and just goes, he's powerful, but there's nothing natural about this guy.
Oh, nonsense. It's all nature. All this power. Look, good for you. I'm really happy that you're full of power. That's good.
Vander looks at his hands.
I hold the reins of fate in these hands.
And just then, your unlimited spell slots end.
Does Vander's chair just sink to the ground?
Well, he's got 1 minute or something.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Vander's various selves start to dissolve back into the one Vander. The chair of rock and bone that he has been riding around in also begins to dissolve into mist. Vander happily just comes slowly to the ground to stand looking altogether like a normal man again. The blue crackling lightning that was obscuring his entire head is now faded, and his one eye solidifies back to its usual colour. And then Vander looks around as if for the first time at everyone, smiles faintly, and collapses.
Oh no!
Doc will catch him if he needs to, and provide medical assistance. You will smell the piercing smell of smelling salts.
I think we should let him sleep it off, Tok, to be honest.
There's no time to let him sleep it off. Didn't you hear? We've got to go and rescue them.
Petron speaks logic, seeks sorrow.
He does. Exactly. You know, strength comes not from standing alone. These roots and these people, it's all that remains of centuries of peace. It's all that stands between the march and metal. And we're going to fight against it, aren't we?
That is correct.
All right, well, we can get him up, but my mum always said the hangover was important because it'd stop you drinking more next time, and whatever Vander's been drinking, I don't think you should have any more next time.
He's just after attention.
Sage words.
Says a voice from the ground.
If we could all speak more quietly, that would be appreciated.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
I will prepare an infusion, Vander. And Tok's going to prepare what seems like a cup of coffee. Seems.
If by coffee you mean dog saliva.
Actually, this one doesn't have any dog saliva in it.
Again, things that you wouldn't accept from your local barista.
Vander was drunk on power, or I'm not sure a hair of the dog is what he needs, to be honest.
Ah, patron,
Says Vander, clambering painfully to his feet.
forgive me, but I appear to have lost a passage of time. The last I remember was a flash as we entered this place.
He says, looking around at now unfamiliar surroundings.
Oh, really? Oh, it's all been pretty normal, really.
I see.
Vander says, taking in the underground catacomb filled with other Nelvogs.
Vander, I will recount events at length whilst Petron communicates with this Furbolg.
I rather prefer the surprise now you mention it, Tom.
Says Vander, adjusting.
Quickly.
Yes.
I gotta say, I'm so grateful to you all. And he turns to Petron. Thank you so much for offering to helping us protect our young and our stories and our souls. You know, if we fall here, there'll be no one left to remember what's worth fighting for. And there'll be no one left to remember this. And he withdraws a withered brown sapling. Petron, you can tell this looks barely alive. This is the last sapling of the Runthala. It must be protected, no matter the cost. And he offers it to you.
Petron looks absolutely taken aback and says, I must have misheard you. You said the rune Thala.
That's right, the tree of life.
That grows in the distant north and it's surrounded by glaciers. How could you have it here and in the far east?
This is where it's always been. Stories get twisted like myths.
But I was always told by the elders in my tribe that it was the furthest north point of the world, and because we were such a northerly tribe, that was why we were so blessed. And are you sure it's the Rune Thala? How do you know?
Take it. You'll understand.
If it is the Rune Thala, I don't know if I can take it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, Cuthbert, what are we going to do? And he kind of turns away for a second, looking very troubled. Oh, what do you think, Cuthbert?
I think we should take it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot it's not rhetorical anymore, is it, when I ask you questions?
No, it isn't.
No. Maybe you're right. And he turns back and hesitantly stretches out his upturned palm. And he actually drops down onto one knee as he does that in a sort of reverent pose.
And carefully Bracken places it into your palm. And you feel a swelling of warmth in your chest. A sense of peace and happiness. Very subtle, but it is there. There is a connection you have to this tree.
Oh, it is the Rune Thala, isn't it?
I knew you could help. I'm just so happy, he says, as he bows solemnly. He looks like a weight has been lifted off of his shoulders. A look of hope and thanks in his bloodshot eyes. It's a look that lingers a little too long, like a moment lost in time. In fact, the rest of you barely notice as a sharp bolt flies at speed into his left temple and exits from his right.
What?
Nor do you notice the blood splatters on the grove's floor as Bracken's body slowly, inexorably falls to the ground. And finally, most of you don't see as a group of elite black metal automatons pour into the grove from the shadows, weapons drawn, ready to fight.
Alarm!
And we will end it there.
Oh, God!
dust swirls across the shattered lands of Roanoke as Alexa Storm descends a passageway into the depths of the citadel. Torchlight flickers over the ancient stone. The ruins of Roanoke's citadel are cold to the touch, but there's power drawing her downwards. She steps onto cracked mosaic tiles as she follows a labyrinth of passageways. Empty bookshelves and damaged scrolls line the floor around her, sat atop layers of dust. The air smells of aged vellum. Tomb robbers have had their fill. She turns a corner, and a soft grunt interrupts the silence. She stops. Ahead of her, standing solemn and still, is a lone dromedary. What is that doing down here? Its great brown eyes watch her with unblinking intelligence. Saddlebags hang full at its side, and a baffling array of teeth sit awkwardly in her mouth. "Hello," Alexa says, stepping closer and lifting a hand. The dromedary leans into her touch, exhaling warm air and a large amount of saliva over her palm, followed quickly with a lick from a rough tongue. The dromedary then looks longingly at a crack in the wall. "Through there?" The dromedary nods calmly. "Would you like me to send your master back?" The nods become vigorous as the creature excitedly moves from one padded foot to another. A little dance of joy. Alexa moves past it, towards the fractured wall. A jagged crack splits the stone wide enough for a person to slip through. She pushes forward into the dark beyond. The space she enters is vast. Stone shelves rise from floor to ceiling, packed with tomes, save for several emptied gaps. Books once stored here are missing, removed, stolen. She rubs her finger along the shelf, lifting dust particles into the glowing gold air around her. Continuing down the central path, she walks through an open pair of golden doors. Flame flickers in sconces as a hum of energy appears, faint at first, resonating stronger with every step. In the next room is a rift, a cathedral of shifting energies. Light fractures through the air like glass suspended in water. The rift pulses with pure energy, a swirling tear in the very fabric of planar reality. She stops. The rift whispers to her. Voices layered like overlapping pages, some pleading, some triumphant, some nothing but an echo. She feels the vibrations. She recognizes it. A sudden cry slices through the murmurs. A figure bursts through the rift and crumples onto the stone floor. The figure's black hooded robes smoke, but his face is hidden behind a cracked mask. Alexa feels more power pouring from him. Over his shoulder is an Alokian blessing, a hammer with runic markings. He moves like water, getting to his feet quickly. Blood streaks his robes. "Who are you?"
I am Coreth, or Morven. I can't remember.
With a movement of his hand, a red blade erupts into existence.
But be warned, child, he is coming.
Who's coming? In response, a second figure steps through the rift, composed and calm. A red tiefling with shaved horns, black robes rappling at his heels, and a glowing sigil of silence is branded upon his chest. A voice booms from deep within the creature, or perhaps somehow beyond it.
"Midnight heralds the end of the day."
Curious Midnight summons red blood blades in his hands and throws them at Morven, one after another. Morven is able to deflect a few, but the fourth breaches his defenses. It's on course to hit him square in the heart. When it stops, Curious watches as his blade turns to a wisp of smoke and disappears. His attention is drawn to Alexa, whose hand has just finished an incantation. "I don't think we need such lazy violence. Tell me, what's happening here?" Curious pauses, eyes narrowing, studying her with blank-faced interest. Seizing the opportunity, Morven scrambles through the double doors, and with a baff, he disappears, leaving drops of blood in his wake. In that distraction, Curious lunges, but is blocked by crackling energy erupting into a shimmering barrier. "Lazy?" Alexa says, and with a wave of her hand, Curious is knocked back towards a bookcase. Before impact, he stops unerringly in midair and lands softly on both feet. Impressive? It takes a lot to impress me.
You are known.
The voice from within Curious booms. Well, that's always nice to hear. I'd hate to think nobody remembered me.
The rift has whispered your name. You are the destroyer.
Alexa smiles in spite of herself. I used to be. I'm turning over a new leaf, trying something new. I've been inspired by a friend. She turns a coin over in her hand. Curious rises from the ground, and his eyes glow blindingly white.
It is you.
He says in a different voice, his face suddenly expressive.
I am pleased. Come. Step into the rift.
And why would I do that?
Because there is work to be done, Alexa. Concordia is all that remains. And then I will return.
The rift pulses. Whispers grow louder, seductive, familiar. Alexa looks at the coin in her hand and assesses the situation. With a deep sigh, she tosses the coin onto the floor, mutters something under her breath, and then follows Curious into the rift. Energy ripples as they leave the prime material plane. But on the dusty floor, the coin begins to rattle and glow.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Dave Windust as Petrin Oakflower, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, Alex Morrison as Seek Sorrow, and Harry King as Talk, with Tom Patrick as your Dungeon Master. The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support. M. Corey Mack, Dave Patterson, Boy Genius, Sepulchre, Stennett, Marky B, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Nori Gosler, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika Rabbi Camel, Team #Stay Toxic, Path Pursuit, Paris Pakar, Julia Zeno, Shovels, Queenie, and an extra special thanks to our Council of Rojan, the Red Right Hand, Shelby Cat, purveyor of exceptional dice, S.J. Phionics, Zeus Legion, Richard Ungermas, Mama Strange, Axel Runholm, and Chris from North London.
Was my sounder right last time, Dom Patricus Denizzi?
It was okay.
I will not take any actions unless you say
No,
it was...
Don't take any actions, I'll just fix it in post.
So it wasn't the sound quality as much as the things that were said.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I feel like what he said there is, it could easily be better, but you are so remedial that I cannot be asked to talk you through the very simple fix. There's some.
I am slightly more worried by the appearance of a full legion of automatons in the room to the north.
Metagaming, Talk.
Metagaming!
That was also the Talk Harry voice. I didn't know who I was talking to there. Hockey.
Sorry, that was very, very...
Remind me what we did for your brain surgery when you killed Sterling?
I resent the... I mean, it technically is true, but still, that wasn't the spirit.
Technically correct is the only kind of correct, as you well know. I think it might have been Tinker's Tools, was it? Can something be extremely imposing?
I think if it's a 12-foot full statue of an evil automaton, it's probably one of those things that can can stretch that far, yeah. We've already established that Tok is himself imposing, so something twice as tall.
Have we established that?
we have established it is canon, I believe.
Said enough times and it becomes the truth.
Am I the
Let's
only
go
one who's
investigate.
most curious about a stone toad that's got a rope ladder in its mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally the only mystery that you've solved, I think.
Well, I'm one for one. These guys keep opening the boxes and they don't know what's in them.
Lore.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our link tree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.